Here's an example from physics. The amount of work done. Work is the amount of force is required to move the object times the distance that you moved the object. So in this one, we have the distance already. The distance is 200 feet. And while we do have a force, it's not going in the right direction. So we need to figure out what direction is that force going in. So here's the wagon, and Sean, the happy kid, is sitting in the wagon. And then if you look at the horizontal, from the horizontal, the handle is making a 15-degree inclination. So this is 15 degrees. And then Greg, which is me, is pulling with 30 pounds of force, and I'm pulling that direction because I don't want to have to get on my hands and knees and pull it straight like that. Well, the idea is I really don't want to pull this thing up off the ground. I want to pull it that direction. So how much of the force that I'm exerting is actually going into moving it that direction? Or in other words, if we make a little right triangle out of this, how much of that 30 is ending up over here in the x direction? So when it's pulled 200 feet, that's going this direction, and so the force and the distance both need to be going in the same direction. So the x is going in the correct direction, the 200 feet is going horizontally. Now we can just use cosine of 15 degrees is adjacent over hypotenuse, or if you multiply by 30, x is equal to 30 cosine of 15 degrees. And cosine of 15 degrees, so x is equal to 28.978. So basically, out of the 30, most of the energy is pulling the wagon forward, but some of it is pulling it up, and then of course gravity is pulling it back down. So this is now the force in pounds, so that's the capital F, and so then the work done is the force in the horizontal direction times the distance in the horizontal directions. So just take that last answer and multiply by 200, and so the amount of work done is 5795.555. This was in feet and this was in pounds, so that's the unit, foot-pounds. So in other words, the amount of work done by pulling this wagon 200 feet is the equivalent of carrying 1 pound 5,790 feet. So you can take 1 pound and carry it for about a mile, or you can pull this kid about 200 feet, and they're both the same amount of work.